Hi guys, my name's Rob Brooks from Slackline Australia, and we're going to run through how to set up our Elephant Freak Slackline today. So our first step, we're going to protect our trees. Our next step, we've got our span set and our shackle. We're going to take the pin out of the shackle. We're going to wrap that span set around the tree. The end of our Elephant Freak Slackline, and we pop that into the shackle. We screw up our pin, roll out our line. Best way to do that, underhand, grab, roll, pull it, and off it goes. Alright, so we're heading down to the other end now. We've put on our nice tree protector. And we're going to put our second sling around the tree. We're going to take our ratchet. When we put our ratchet on the ground, we make sure our ratchet is in the V shape there. That's to ensure that our gears don't get any sand and dirt and grit in them. Okay, so we want to keep that clean. Pop our other loop into our shackle and do that up. We pull our loop tight, sink it in, and we want to make sure our ratchet has our handle on the bottom, so our weight's on the bottom, which will help keep our line steady and flat. Okay? We can see the way the ratchet works. If we zoom in, we've got a locking pin there, and the locking pin sits in the gears as the ratchet cranks. Okay? Our second locking pin can move freely like that when we squeeze the trigger. Okay, so our first thing to do is make sure our middle section of our ratchet sits like that. We take our line, which is flat, and we thread that through. Once we threaded that through, we pull it around from underneath. That line will come up like so. So once we've pulled through the excess slack in the line, we want to make sure that our span sets are sitting flat and our line sits flat, and ensure that they're sitting level. Once we've got those two sitting level, we pull through as much slack as we can, and then we crank the ratchet a couple of times. Okay? We want to make sure that this piece of webbing stays central in here, and we want to make sure that this one stays in the center as well. We can see that at the moment our ratchet is not locked, and we're adjusting our slings to get our line nice and flat. Okay. Now what we can do is start to crank the ratchet. So we crank that up. We usually do 2 clicks at a time, and then when it starts getting tighter, we just do 1 click at a time. Once our line has enough tension in it, we want to squeeze this trigger and pull that ratchet up so that it's locked in our locking plate. Okay? So our checks with our ratchet make sure this locking plate is in, and we also make sure that our other one at the bottom is locked into that groove. Okay? So we can see that if we go underneath, we can see that our other locking plate sits into that little groove there. Okay? So those are our 2 checks to make sure that our ratchet is locked. We can then move the rest of the line out of the way. Jump on our slackline and we're ready to go. All good. Cool.